Okay, so this is basically a post-game analysis on exactly what happened. I kind of forgot to record the last one, or my bit of recording basically messed up on it. So what originally happened was I took over the Lionheart's and Lionheart's castle, which would be this guy over here. Oh no, it's the yellow one actually. The first one I took out basically with about 200 horse archers and 70 macemen. Ran through it real fast. He actually didn't build that many troops because for some reason his barracks were out of commission. I don't know how exactly he forgot to build them, but I guess it happened. And luckily for me, he didn't really build that many. Most of the gold that I made from here was basically through spoils of war. That way, I didn't really have to sell a lot of stuff, even though I did sell a pretty good amount of rocks, iron ore, weapons, whatever I can get my hands on that I didn't exactly need to import. Like wood, I had to buy a couple of them because my woodcutters kept getting shot down. I had to buy a couple of wheat since I kept basically getting killed. So just exactly where I left off last time, and since I don't have the video to show you exactly what happened, I'll basically give you a rundown of what changed since from here to about 20 minutes ago, which 20 to 30 minutes ago, which is exactly when it went down. 20 minutes was when I was ready to go. 30 minutes was when I actually did it to be sure that I actually finished it. So one thing I did want to change that I did want to point out is basically this little stairway over here. It's really vulnerable mainly because it's a low wall, and I'm sorry about the accent again. It's a low wall, so they don't really have to go through a lot to basically get to it. So you may want to reinforce this wall, or your walls about 4 layers should be good enough. I mean, it'll basically cut them down. Flamethrowers, they can go on the what is this, lookout tower? Yeah, they can go on the lookout tower. Um, they'll basically do a pretty good amount, but it's not really necessary. They'll just give them a little bit more defense in terms that it'll be a lot harder for the crossbows and the archers to get rid of them. You may want to add a little bit more, like 2 more here and 2 more here, basically to get rid of the ones that kind of have the splash effect, which is when they attack, they basically attack from the front and scatter all throughout. So the flamethrowers basically get rid of them, and then the archers basically weaken them enough so they don't really have a workload on their hands. You can add 2 more here, 3 more, depends on how you want to do it. You really want to get this taken care of since it's a pretty big opening for a wall. There's no real towers between it except for these little small towers on it. When you're good to go, build about 200 horse archers and about 70 to 100 melee troops. That should be more than enough that you need to take care of any troops that will come along your way. Wait until the blue and the yellow attack, as I think he's getting ready to it. I'm not 100% sure, but after the attack, just basically rush them down, or you can use that to basically slip through and get to the orange one, like I did in the earlier video. That for some miraculous reason stopped working. He doesn't really have anywhere to train his troops, as can't really seem to find it, which would explain why he has like such a low number on it, 49. I mean, 200 is way overkill. Now, what you can do to basically lure some of the stress from those mangonos from you, basically build some not towers, some buildings you don't really need, like this well over here. Just stop the labor on it and basically keep these busy. That way your horse archers can basically go through without losing too many casualties. Since it's a pretty big group and the mangonos fire in spread shots, which will basically cut through them real fast. I'm gonna pause it one more time. Now to keep these busy right here, which would be these 2 on the wolf side and these 2 on the lionheart side. What you can do is a pretty good trick, which is build some woodcutters. I mean, you can build it right here if you want to, but you can build it as close as to the enemy as you want. Since they're a production building, they don't necessarily have to be, a restriction on how far away they gotta go. Since it's pretty much required for any game to get some resources going that you're gonna need wood. So that's basically what's gonna happen. To make it easier on you, you can do this. It'll basically draw attention away from the siege equipment up top, and I placed one over here basically to keep this one and thought that was the second one over here. Basically keep this one busy while you basically run through them. What you'll do is basically bring your horse archers and macemen, if you use macemen that is, through this brook slash whatever you want to call it. Run through, just take them out real fast. It shouldn't be no problem to take care of this guy. At the same time though, or before you actually want to get some resources going, I mean, I'm just saying stuff just because I don't have it. But you will want to get some crossbows basically to get rid of the armor that you'll encounter, mainly in these two castles. The way I did it was after I killed this guy, basically brought my troops all the way over here as far away from danger as possible. Built about 30 shields and had about 50 crossbows. A lot of them died. I will say that about half my crossbows died. About a handful of my shields, mainly because shields it had to be melee troops to take them down, which they kind of did get through because I sped the game up to 90 to try and fit it, which was a waste of my part. Bring them over here. Horse archers can station here. Maces over here. Basically run through it, mow these guys down. You'll take your horse archers through the back, wipe these guys out as well. Then basically fire upon the heart free shots. Macemen can knock down this tower, knock these military buildings down. The smelter, the engineers guild or tunners guild. Engineers is over here, by the way. And barracks, that way he can't get no troops and he'll basically be pretty much bleeding out in the sense that he won't be able to get no resources, no troops or anything like that. He'll be pretty much a dead player. Afterwards, you should have moved your crossbows and your shields pretty close around to this area, or even to this area if you're comfortable enough to have them, be ready for the fight. Build 2 siege towers and basically attach one over here after you knock these buildings down. That way they get quick access to the walls. You can put them right here for the time being to have free shots at the armor troops and basically just mow them down real fast. They'll pretty much be useless since they can't really go up on the tower since they have no real stairwell. So it's gonna be in the, not to be corny or anything like that, but like shooting fish in the barrel, since this pretty much is a barrel and you're pretty much shooting into it. Afterwards, after they're all pretty much dead, the other siege tower can basically attach to this low wall over here, and then afterwards, basically you can send your macemen in, which like I did, and have them be mowed down if they're really good in force like they are right now. And try to clear these towers up. I mean, they'll clear these two no problem, but you basically want to take control of this little section right here by the trebuchets and the water. You'll want to take over the tower first, then slowly move in as soon as you can. Whatever horse archers you have, you'll basically just loop around, have them take out as many troops as you can, mainly these over here and these. That way can basically kill them. Afterwards, just have them stationed right around here. Main reason is that way they can here or here, it depends on, well, probably be easier here to tell you the truth. That way they have free shots at these little troops over here. They won't necessarily be accurate, they'll just be scattered, but since you should have anywhere from 150 to 200 depending on how many have died so far, you'll pretty much be dealing damage through to the troops nonetheless. In particular, it'll be these guys over here, the crossbows that are gonna get in your way, since they can take down a lot of troops in a short amount of time. I mean, come on, they're crossbows. So while that's going on, you can basically still build up your economy. I would suggest having about anywhere from 10 to 15,000 gold wise. That way you can buy, sell, you can do whatever you want on it. Let's say you hit a minor snag like I did multiple times when actually attacking these guys. You can buy armor, buy leather armor in particular for your crossbows and your maces. Buy maces, sell armor, this standard stuff, and you pretty much be set to take them down. So this is a video for all talk and no action, unfortunately. I was still selling stone. I was selling some iron ore, but I was selling a lot of armor and a lot of pikes, which I never did use throughout the game. Sold a couple of crossbows because at the time I didn't really need them. I needed actually maces to get rid of them. The perfect time to actually get rid of these guys is basically to when they're all pretty much just dying or dead. The yellow one would be no problem since you pretty much took care of them earlier on before you got to the wolf. The wolf, just look around. Like you can do this and it'll tell you the health of the people inside his keep. When you don't see that much green on it, and even though you may see a lot of swordsmen or a lot of pikemen or whatever, you can still pretty much win. I mean, I won with the force about 40 to 40. I mean, they may have been 40, they may have been 30, but I didn't really lose that many troops when they actually went in for the final kill. Your basic crossbows will basically be handling the rest. They'll be taking them out. The shields will provide ample cover for them. That way, you know, they don't really die all that often. This is just another quick way to take down the wolf. I mean, even if you were to take down the Lionheart without having to, you know, without using his castle, you pretty much be doing about the general strategy for an easy one. Or you could try the catapult ones, though it'll take you a long time since the walls are pretty damn thick, to tell the truth. That's pretty much the basic cover of offensive strategy. Now, main reason this works as a defense, I really didn't need to fix the front part of it. I mainly had to fix this opening, as I mentioned earlier in the video, mainly because it's not really enforced. But this is actually the perfect height advantage for most of the people that you know, will basically be playing this mission. You don't want to have it too over here, because then, you know, it won't. I mean, you could have it, but you won't have as many towers, as big of a space to build inside of it. That way, you know, you can actually shoot your troops all the way over here around. I mean, I even had this fire ballista firing like a catapult over here, which is pretty damn far. And as you can see, you know, man, look at this guy. He's pretty much dying from something that's not even on the map within well, the zoomed in one. But if you zoom out, you can actually see what exactly is shooting them. So, I mean, just use the height to your advantage. Use 4 towers if you can. You can use more. You could use less. It'll just put a lot more strain on how many archers you can have on your towers. 4 is the perfect blend for this mission for me, mainly because I can have, you know, 1 in the corner, 2 in the middle for these, and then the small ones basically handle all the ones that basically just run alongside of them. Didn't really lose that many buildings except for the woodcutters. I mean, I lost a handful of them, but that's to be expected since they'll basically knock them down from the mangonels or from the ballistas or from even troops that'll basically attack it. So, taxes. Basically, you can have this on -16. It'll fluctuate if you have a religion, because sometimes it'll drop down to 7, sometimes to 8. The more religion you have, the better. But the more people you have, the harder it'll be for religion that's given on it. So we're just gonna stop this at the moment. Thank you again for watching. I mean, I really wish I could have shown you this, but I really got to run some errands after this, and I can't really recreate it, because I mean, I may lose more troops and I don't want to take that shot. But just if you take anything from this video, just take the fact that, you know, towers like woodcutters can be built anywhere near the enemy. You mean like right against the wall, and you can use that to basically distract siege equipment on towers, which will make it a lot easier for waves of troops that you're going to be sending. Take this guy out, Richard out first, then the second, and then the wolf. You can take him out real fast. I mean, I took Richard out before I took out the wolf, which probably wasn't the best idea, because I could have just moved some macemen to this tower and opened the gate instead of having to try to knock it down, which, you know, cost me a couple troops, mainly because of the killing pits, which you can see if you're on any building across it. As you can see along this little side over here, this whole thing is basically killing pits. Almost the whole front's killing pits on the wolf. This will be the front, by the way. I mean, he does have burning pitch around here, so, you know, that's just heads up on it. A couple killing pits over here. I mean, this man's pretty clever, to tell you the truth, so you want to take as little risk as possible. That way, in case you do lose most of your troops, you'll actually just end up having to replace a couple instead of the whole army, which will give them plenty of time to recover. So I'm not sure which mission to work on next, so just let me know. If nothing happens, I'll probably just pick the one with Saladin and you versus 3 Lionhearts. Not sure what the layout is, but that may be my next one. So thank you, and hope to see you all again soon.